Hello there, you guys, and welcome back. This is the Temple of Isis Fellowship Academy. I'm Isis, and I am here today to bring to you your pick a card reading. Okay, this is going to be a pick a card that talks about how are you going to be able to build the most wealth and the most success in this lifetime. How are you going to actually build your legacy? How are you going to accomplish great things, great success in your life, and the path for you getting there? Okay, so hopefully this is going to be a really defining reading with a whole lot of clarity for those of you who are wondering, how are you going to make your mark in the world? Okay, what is going to be that thing, that special gift, that special talent that someone like you is meant for? Okay, what are you going to do to make sure that your dreams come true, that your life becomes this beautiful life that you've always wanted, that you've always dreamed? So instead of me saying keep dreaming or to live out your dreams, I want to tell you that maybe you are right around the corner from your dreams coming true. I feel something special about this group of people who are going to be paying attention and watching this. And despite the views that you see on YouTube, I do have a larger audience than YouTube permits. Okay, so keep that in mind. I have a special quote unquote channel where my views don't reflect who's really watching, but a lot of people do. So just pay attention to the messages today, and I hope that you really like it. All right, you're going to choose one of these cards with one of these beautiful crystals on there, whichever one you feel drawn to, that's your pick. Let's go ahead and get started with pile number one. All right, pile number one. So let's see, we have a lot of interesting combinations. Okay, how will you make the most money in this lifetime? How are you going to become the most successful? What career path is going to set your life on fire? What is going to make you really satisfied with what you do for a living? Now, if you were drawn to pile number one, we have a few things here that are very obvious. Firstly, we have Gemini. You could be a Gemini, okay? You could be a Gemini, or you could be born to have a Gemini type of career. A Gemini type of career definitely involves communication and self-expression. We have blue lace agate. Blue lace agate is one of the most calming crystals that you could own. It is very calming for the throat chakra. It provides not only clarity but serenity. So when you're about to speak, especially publicly, you start to feel less anxiety and better equipped to speak your truth, or to speak your mind, or to be on stage, maybe as an actor or actress. Self-expression is something that you are definitely meant to do in order to build the most wealth, the most success in this lifetime. So anything involving words, thoughts, analysis, information, learning, trade, ideas, reporting, using your intellect, awareness, your vision, a camera lens, a palette like for artists, your self-perception or your world perception, your narrative, and your sense of wonder, your imagination. All of these things can be what you would utilize as your natural talents or personal gifts in order to make the most money and the most success in this lifetime. So you're definitely a communicator at heart. You're supposed to get a word out. You're supposed to use your voice. Gemini is located at the throat, okay? So since Gemini is located right there in the throat area, Gemini also shares that area with Taurus. Taurus represents the neck and the mouth area. Gemini represents the throat area, okay? So Gemini and Taurus work very closely together astrologically, and especially if you are a Taurus or a Gemini, either one, the best career for you that makes you the most success is going to be any careers that you use your voice or your throat, anything like that. Okay, just speaking, using sound. Okay, it could be music, could be just public speaking. It could even be writing, because writing is also associated with you having a voice, you telling a narrative, you telling a story. Okay, I'm getting storyteller, I'm getting book writer, author. Okay, I'm also getting something about the law system as well, because we have the scales here. So Libra is here as well. You could be a Libra, but this is all about keeping things in balance, weighing the scales. We have obvious Libra. Okay, we also have serpentine here, serpentine jade or serpentine jasper. Those are just some examples of crystals that are really helpful, especially when it comes to career, because this is talking about a Kundalini activation, Kundalini energy. Kundalini energy is, when you think of the caduceus in the medical field, that is a symbol coming from ancient Egypt. So it belongs to me, it belongs to us, it belongs to the family, and it belongs to my bloodline. But when you see it, that is the rod of Osiris with 2 snakes, 2 cobras, 2 uraeus. Okay, those are the popular snakes that belong to ancient Egypt, that were praised and they were worshipped. Now they were worshipped for a reason, because the venom was the medicine. Okay, so we have the 2 snakes coiled around the rod of Osiris, and we have the 2 wings, which represent my wings, Isis. So the mother of healing, that's why they say that on Google about me, because that's who I am. I created a lot of things in my past life, and a lot of it comes from just pure, what you call now, magic. They call it magic now, but really it was natural medicine. That's why I'm into natural medicine now in this lifetime. It'll always be with me, because that's just who I am. So serpentine, that reminds me that some of you could be into healing. Okay, because you may be able to concoct something in order to heal others. Okay, for some of you could be, because this talks about reptilian nature, you could be into natural medicine, herbs. You can be into geology, ecology, animals, biology, any of the natural physical sciences. You guys could definitely be into the natural world as well, like using natural remedies to heal yourselves and to become better. So there's so many different options that you have, but there's something specific about you and you being able to speak your truth, to say how you feel through your music or through your writings or through whatever. Maybe some of you may get into even like music, fusing or incorporating music or sound into whatever work you do. It could even be something dealing with health and fitness. Okay, we did talk about science here. Some of you could be into, like renewal resources. Okay, you could be into natural resources. You could be, like I said, geology and all of that. Some of you may find rocks or crystals to be cool. We also have roll the dice here. Okay, roll the dice. So that means that really you have so many options. That's what that means. You could take a chance, you could take a risk, you could take a leap of faith and create the life of your dreams by just simply going after whatever it is that you're passionate about. I feel like you can be successful in whatever you decide to do, because you seem to be someone who's very like into the natural world, but you may also have like a way to incorporate sound. Could be sound healing, or it could be like through music. You could do this for a lot of people. Just, maybe you help, maybe for some of you, because for a while, like especially in 2019 and 2020, the government was running this program where they wanted everyone to focus on aliens, and they wanted to they tried to make that a real thing, and they, put that out in the mainstream media. So a lot of musicians were told to make music like that. That was their theme. And in order for celebrities to especially musicians, to still make money, they do have to follow the themes. Okay, so the theme for these people was that. So you could even be a singer, a rapper, or some type of entertainer who incorporates the themes that the government wants you to run. Something like that could be going on. Okay, but whatever you do, you may find a way to incorporate some type of science, some type of some type of like something that people, even maybe for some of you, the career that's going to make you the most money may have something to do with like, something that people would normally see as taboo. Maybe I'm getting funeral services. Like, you could be into death. Like, you could be into the process, the afterlife process. Some of you could be very inquisitive in your thinking. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are natural artists or business owners, because that seems to be the path that is going to lead you to the most success when you are thinking scientifically, but incorporating it somehow with creativity. All right. And that's all I got for you, pile number one. That was amazing. Hello there, pile number two. All right. So if you were drawn to this pile, what is going to make you most successful? What is your long-term legacy? Like, what is it that you're going to do in this lifetime that's going to make you just extremely successful? And remember, everyone has different ideas of success. So it doesn't always mean rich out of your mind kind of rich. It can just be what is going to be your accomplishment. Okay, what is going to be that legacy? All right. So if you were drawn to number two, you could be an Aries. We do have Ram here, that's very, very obvious. You could be, it says, a stubborn, aggressive person. You could be kind of stubborn because, if you're born under Aries, then you have a tendency to only want to see things your way and go after the things that you want and become who you want to be. So this just means that you're a leader. You're not going to be a follower. Whatever you decide to do in this lifetime is going to involve you leading. It's going to involve you not wanting to be a part of groups, not wanting to be a part of anything wrong. Basically anything that feels wrong to you. You want anything that feels right. Okay, just excluding yourself from anything that does not sit right with your soul is what I'm getting. You seem to be very pushy about getting your life to where you want it to be. All right. So I feel like one thing people are going to remember about you is the fact that you do what you want to do. Okay, you are a rebel with a good cause. Okay, that's because you don't want to do anything normal. You are very, very eccentric, very out of the box, very unorthodox, and I think this helps you ascend. Honestly, like, your path involves you leveling up, like constant leveling up, constant promotions, whether they're self promotions or they're promotions from other people. You're on a constant rise. Your life is never meant to go down. Your life is always going to rise. You're always going to accomplish things. You're always going to make something happen. You're always going to win something. You're always going to be rewarded with something. You're a born winner. You can't lose with competition. You're never going to lose in debates. You're someone who always will win because of who you are. I'm getting that you actually will have a treasure island with gold. I have Libyan gold tektite here. Some of you are going to actually be rich. Okay, some of you actually are. You're gonna make a lot of money in this lifetime. We also have carnelian. Now, carnelian is a fire sign crystal. It's connected to Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You could be a Leo or a Sagittarius as well. Now we have Chiron, the wounded healer. That's an Aries archetype. To be someone who always heals people, heals environments, heal workplaces, heal toxic lovers. You're always healing people without them realizing that that's what you're actually doing. You have this ability and this large capacity to heal so many people that you encounter. Even when people just watch you from a distance and you may not know that they're watching, people are learning so much from you. You're definitely someone who can heal a lot of people. And speaking of healing, perfect careers for you that's going to give you the most money is going to be, of course, healing. Of course, anything involving healthcare, or just not even healthcare, but just like mind, body, spirit. So when we think of the mind, we have so many careers there. We have counseling, we have psychology, we have psychiatry. When you think about the mind as well, we have psychic work, spiritual work. We think about the body, we have health and fitness. We do have traditional healthcare, but we also have non-traditional healthcare, original medicine as well. You could be interested in original medicine, natural medicine, if you're not and also skincare and beauty industry can definitely fit with pile number 2. When you think about the spirit, again, that goes back to spirituality, theology, religion. The spirit can also connect to some types of psychology as well, in a sense, and it could have to do with energy work, Reiki, shamanism, sound bath healings, yoga, all types of stuff. So we have a person here where your life is meant to, it seems like you're meant to have fun, because Carnelian definitely encourages you to be your free creative self, have so much fun doing what you do, and whatever you're going to do to make the most money is not going to be traditional. It's not. Let's say, for instance, you have a traditional job that pays the bills, but on the side you're always going to be non-traditional. You may be a person that perfectly fits in 2 different worlds, traditional and non-traditional, and you incorporate the 2. Doesn't have to be together in the same profession. You can be one person one day and this person that day. You may be working practical jobs during the week and working really fun mind, body, spirit types of jobs on the weekend. Like you have a fusion thing going on. It's a fusion, and you have some type of balance with this fusion, and if you don't, maybe this is something that could happen in your future. I'm also getting Cancer. Some of you could be Cancers, okay, watching this as well. I'm also getting binge watching. Some of you may love to watch my videos, by the way, wink wink. Some of you could always watch me. I mean, that's popular right now, especially right now. So it could be that, but you guys are definitely, I feel like you're meant to call on ancient energy to help you break through some type of desire that you have to get up and get things done. You could be connected to the color yellow for some of you, because yellow does represent the sun. Yellow is like a shade of gold, and it's something very enlightening about you. Like you have a lot of enlightenment. You can also enlighten other people about things that they do not know. This takes me into teaching a little bit. Okay, you have different things that you can do, but ultimately it feels like you're a born healer. Ultimately it feels like you're supposed to help people with something, even if it's just makeup, even if it's just skincare. Like you're the person that's like a pioneer. You're some type of trailblazer, or you're meant to be a pioneer or trailblazer in a specific thing, whether it's a mind profession, a body profession, or a spirit profession. Whatever it is, that's all you, okay? Even if you incorporate all 3. That's who I feel like you guys are. We also have To the Sea. This talks about cleanliness. This talks about purifying. You guys could be great energy cleansers, like great energy workers, light workers as well. You could help people to cleanse themselves, help people to ascend spiritually. So it looks like the best thing for you is to mix it up. Like your career, you're going to build the most success by doing both, being on both realms, in the real world, practical world, and also in the non-traditional, like ancient world. Like you're blending ancient techniques with modern techniques, and you are creating a unique path that only you can create the way you're creating it. And you're going to be known as many different roles. I feel like your legacy people are going to remember you doing one thing, and some people are going to remember you doing another thing, and then people that don't know you do the other thing are going to find out about it and be like, oh, so she does that and that, so that's how I feel like you're going to make a lot of money. And like I said, a lot of money is here. You're also blessed by 777, by the way. You're blessed by sevens. People may feel like you're always lucky. People are gonna feel like you're lucky when they see how much success you can build in this lifetime. People are gonna be like, oh, she or he is so lucky. They're always doing something good. They're always on the up and up. People just constantly see you elevating. People see you elevating so much. And I feel like if you're ever stubborn, you have to be because of people. You have to be because of people. I'm seeing that someone like you grow fast. You grow faster than other people. You're all about personal development. That's why you're such a good person, because you're always in a personal development. That's why you're always getting through something, and that's why you're going to become rich, because you're breaking generational trauma. You're not going to end up like your mom. You're not going to end up like your grandparents. You're not going to end up like your uncles who wasted their lives away. You're not going to end up like your aunt or your aunts, right? You're not going to end up like certain cousins. You're not going to end up with bitterness and miserable energy. Like, you're not going to be the type to hang around people a lot, even your family members, because you're going to be so focused on constantly elevating, constantly rising, constantly success, constantly making it, constantly doing. It's like you never have enough, and you're going to run circles around everyone's head because they're going to try to figure out, how is it that you don't stop? Okay, you don't stop, because the whole thing for you is you're always building, you're always creating, you're always making something new, you're always inventing, you're always influencing, inspiring people, you're always enlightening people. So you have a lot of so many different types of things you're going to be doing. You have a real calling, and it almost feels like the way you're going to make the most success, it looks like it's a list. It's a real list. You have not just one career. You don't just do one thing. You do multiple things. You're a jack of all trades. You have so many different things that you do. All right. So this is for, again, my Aries, my Cancers, my Leos, and my Sagittarians. Okay. All right. So that's all I've got for pile number 2. Let me move on to pile number 3. All right. Pile number 3. Okay. Let's see what's going on here with your career. Now, obviously, we have Libra here. All right. You could be a Libra watching. We also have November. November tells us that you could be a Scorpio or a Sagittarius. Now, we also have Amethyst, and Amethyst always reminds me of, even though Pisces and Aries, their birthstones are different, it just still reminds me of the month of March. Okay, so you could be a Pisces or an Aries as well with this pick. And so therefore, you know, it looks like you're fitting the category of so many zodiac signs right now, but you do have fire in your energy. All right, so I sense so many things about you, pile number 3. It's like you are a fire sign, but / water sign. It's like you have characteristics like a dreamy, intuitive, psychic Pisces, but you could be a leader, fiery, demanding, strong and able Aries. You know, it feels like that. But we do, again, we have different signs going on here. We got the Pisces, Aries with the Libra, Scorpio. So there's something about duality, or, you know, maybe duality, but maybe what I'm trying to say is there's like a trine thing, but also polar opposite thing going on, and like cusp energy. So you could be born on a cusp of like 2 zodiac signs, or if not, then you're set up to where like you literally, your whole personality is a cusp. You know, like when people first meet you, people never know what to say first. If they were to guess your sign, they would probably assume you were, you know, maybe your sidereal sign versus your tropical sign, or when it just depends on when people meet you and what happens in that interaction. Some people may pick up your tropical and not your sidereal, but once they get to know you better, then you seem to be more like a Pisces or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you do have strong qualities of both of like two zodiac signs. I feel like whatever like sign you are, and then the one right next to it or something like that, or the polar opposite of it, something like that is going on. All right, but what this means for me is that you are highly adaptable, highly teachable, and you're also someone who is very flexible. It feels like you're a person who can be whatever you need to be, like a chameleon energy. You can do whatever you want to do, and you can be whatever you want to be. So your great success and accomplishments in this lifetime, it feels like it comes from definitely something that you do with the mind work. Okay, a lot of mind work is here. Also, it could be the way you look, the way you're could be popularity or fame. Okay, I'm getting popularity or fame. You could be considered a famous person, some type of influencer, some type of socialite. A lot of people may know you in Hollywood, in the music industry. A lot of people may know you. If not, then they may know you in groups. You may belong to some type of group, okay? But, or maybe just these groups of people may know you in some kind of way. Now, I do have single here. So, right out, like hands down, the way you're going to make the most money in this lifetime is through entrepreneurship, all right? You are a business owner, and I can see why. Because you are a critical thinker. You're very in tune with the mind. You're very you have strong psychological ability that people can easily confuse as mental psychotic disability or something like that. Because, see, you got to understand, there's something very unique about you. People who are ghetto or toxic or pushing the wrong campaigns out and bribing or whatever it is that people do these days, there's so much of the same thing going on in so many people's lives. People who do corrupt business, people who only want to come around you because they are trying to strategically work against you. People like that, no matter how many it is, it could be a lot of people. It feels like people could have thought that you lacked intelligence or talent because you're too advanced. Now, I know that that may sound weird, but you have to understand the people I called out who tried to call you out. The people I called out are lacking. These people their minds can't do what you do. And that's what I'm trying to say. The kind of things that you do with your mind is very powerful. The way you think, the way you speak, the way you communicate, the way you get ideas out, the way you play the ideas out as well. People actually can see things playing out according to what you say, which definitely feels like you could be a prophet. For some of you, you can actually be a prophet. You could see things in advance. So if you are interested in setting fashion trends or stocks and bonds and things like that, trading is what I meant to say. You're someone who could see things in advance, okay? You are someone who can prophesy about something and it's actually going to happen. An astrologer, a forecaster, definitely someone who's good about predicting things. Business and sales would be great for someone like you too, especially if you're really passionate about the kind of business or sales work that you do. If you're super passionate about it, it's almost like not only are you persuasive to get the sales, but you're also someone who could possibly see future possibilities and future opportunities and threats in a business. So you're basically a strong and a solid thinker for entrepreneurship. You know how to move the money and you know how to get it to come to you. You know how to invest in what you need to invest in to get something done, and you know how to bring in those customers. You know how to attract people. You know how to bring people in. Now remember, there's this huge thing about your legacy where you're too genius, you're too educated, you're too intelligent, you're too intellectual, that people want to try to break you down because they don't understand how you're able to make things happen before people can see it. Like, you're so futuristic. You do things too far in advance, and nobody can see what you're talking about or what you're trying to say until 4 years later. You're that kind of person. You're someone who is an innovator. You're definitely an innovator. You're on the cutting edge. You could work in technology, IT. You could be designing some type of new technology, or you're creating a new way for people to see things. You get inside of people's minds. You control it. You control people. You control their mind. You know how to have mind control over a lot of people at one time. You will be a great, like, you know, those people that are able to get on a stage and talk to like a motivational speaker who can make a lot of money. Basically, you will be Oprah number 2. Like, Oprah may be a billionaire black woman who started out in journalism, mass communications. I could see you being number 2. Like, nobody else has come close to her, but you can. Like, that's what you have on the inside of you. Like, you have the ability to be a billionaire because of your voice, because of your public speaking skills, because of your communication, and also the way your mind works. It's so complex. You're such a genius. You're so smart. And a lot of people can't see things the way that you see them, because a lot of people, remember in the beginning, I called out these specific people. They're not ready. These people are not ready. They're not as advanced. They could be advanced in whatever they do for a living, but they're not advanced in human behavior the way that you are. I don't care what schools they've gone to. I don't care who they've worked under in an apprenticeship. I don't care what these people have done. You are an ancient being who naturally is advanced because you are supposed to be. They can learn whatever they want to learn, but they're relearning everything that you already taught. Just make sure you catch that. You're a natural leader and a genius, and you're coming from the past. I'm telling you, you're like, see, it's so crazy because you're like people's good luck stone. Like, people feel like they need you more than you need them. So if you find in your career or along your path that if you have to walk away from people and they go crazy, they create like a crisis when you walk away from them, it's because they know how much value you have in their life. Don't ever, and I mean ever, I repeat this again, don't you ever let a person ever in your life dictate your worth or what you're going to do with your life or not do with your life. Because let me tell you something, you are so valuable to people. You're so valuable. Your ideas are the most valuable. It feels like I'm talking to somebody that it's like your ideas are the most valuable to a lot of people, that people need you in order to keep living. Like, I don't know, you feel like you're the motivational speaker from heaven. Like how those people, there's YouTubers, like I'm talking about the ones who make a lot of money. Like that guy, what's his name? Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins commercial will come on YouTube every day. If you watch YouTube every day, you're gonna see them. You could be someone who is high up, when it comes to motivational speaking, and in being able to influence and inspire an entire generation. That's you. You can be the next Oprah. All right, that's all I have, pile number 3. Oh, and before I go, November is significant, by the way. All right, thank you. All right, pile number 4. What is going to be your path? What are you going to do in this lifetime so that you can reach the most success, the most happiness, the most fulfillment in this lifetime? What is going to be your legacy? Like, what are you going to end up doing that just really, really makes a difference, okay, in your own life, okay? What is going to bring you the most success? Okay, Aries. Aries, you've been all over people's readings. Aries, the best sign in the zodiac. The number ones, the most confident people in America, right? In the world. The most ambitious people ever. The most, like, I would say right-minded people, like very right, like very right, like very upright, not trying to, you know, be the most horrible person in the room, right? The one who likes to keep everything even, okay? So, being that I'm saying all of this, it could be that there could be something about you being the way you get through challenges is what is going to help you, like, or maybe you helping other people get through challenges. This feels like customer focused, people focused. You show up as a very compassionate being, a compassionate person. This crystal right here, a joint, is very much about compassion. It's about health, like health, healthcare. It could be that. It could be just like a mother, okay, or a father. Having children could be in your cards. We have an encounter here, definitely a love, definitely going to be married or something like that. Somebody is going to be in your life. You do have a life filled with good fortune with the beetle here, okay? In ancient Egypt, the beetle is actually named the scarab, and the scarab has so many functions that I don't know if they've discovered all of the functions of the scarab yet, but it has a lot of functions. And one thing that I will share with you that the scarab can do, which I don't know if you're going to see this on Google or not, this is just because I know, like, this is who I am, but the scarab is, one thing that the scarab can do is help you find things. I don't know if Egyptologists are that smart, but that's a secret. You may see that in a book in a few years. So the scarab is going to help you find things. And I feel like you guys have some type of talisman already, whether it's like your soul or your heart that's guiding you to the perfect place where you're supposed to be. But you have something guiding you already. You could be in Aries. That's like literally the only zodiac sign I see right now, but let me see if I see any. Oh, Aquarius is here as well. Yeah, this sounds like Aquarius too, I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like Aquarius too. It feels like it, okay? Because Aquarians are like seekers, and with me seeing the scarab here with Germany, somebody could be J. Cole. Somebody could be from Fayetteville. Somebody could be from North Carolina. Okay, you could be from the east side of the United States. I don't know. I'm just picking up different things that I see right now. Interesting. Sanskrit. Okay, Sanskrit. Some of you maybe write in Sanskrit. Or you, some of you could be from the Middle East. Interesting. From the east side. The east side. I'm just getting the east side of a place. Some of you could be from the east. I'm also getting that some of you could be drawn to Eastern spirituality. You could be a spiritual seeker. You are the kind of person who will leave a job pretty fast. Pile number 4. Like, you will leave. You don't like to play around with people. I kind of feel like you don't really do people that much. You don't really like people that much. Just like me. I don't really like people like that. I really don't. Like, I mean, I love human beings, but I don't really want to be around them. Like, I really don't want to be around them. But it's just hard because you kind of have to. Like, no matter what, you have to. It's unavoidable. And it's not a selfish thing. It's just that I know that they don't understand so many things that it's beyond education. It's beyond school. It's beyond college. It's beyond PhDs. It's beyond regular life that they know. And it irks me. Like, it really bothers me a lot to have to. But the reason why I'm around them is because I have to teach so many lessons. I'm always on an assignment. Being a goddess is not easy, and a lot of people wish that they were me at one point, but it's not. You'll have a lot of people coming against you because they want to be you. But it's not easy. It's not like the most glamorous job. As a matter of fact, it's far from that. Because when you really think about what God does, is not glamorous. God has to answer. We have to deal with prayers from people. We have to deal with teaching people lessons, whether we come into their presence or not come into their presence. Even if they're at a distance, we have to do things that we don't really want to do. You may you just have to be smart enough to at least catch on to the things that I do. And I can say that some people are catching on to certain things, especially like scientists right now are catching on to a lot of things that I do. They're always watching and, just paying attention and recording things because they already know who I am. So it's a lot of like scientists into this right now, and even the Egyptologists have jumped on board now that they're starting to pay attention to certain things. Now they're becoming believers slowly but surely. They're starting to understand what they actually found and how I'm actually connected to it. And it's slowly starting to come together. All right. And I kind of feel like for some of you, you could be even drawn to history. You could be drawn to history. You could be drawn to, ancient artifacts and fossils is what I'm getting. Okay, you could be an explorer. You're a compassionate explorer. Like you may have a love for other cultures. It feels like the perfect type of lifestyle or career for you. You're a self-starter. You're someone who's on a mission. You're someone who's gonna be able to get something done. Even under pressure, even if there's challenges, you'll be able to knock something out. You could be a fighter, a boxer, or you could be into health and fitness. There's a healing aspect to you, right? There's a healing aspect to you. Even if you don't work with healing directly, or you're not into healthcare directly, there is still something nurturing or healing about you either way. But I know that you are meant to have a partner in your life for a very long time, a long-term relationship. I'm also seeing alien, even though I don't believe in aliens at all, because it's not something that God respects. There is nothing about that God respects. That's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. So it's something that's disrespectful because, see, I know what actually is going on up there. But when you have people trying to understand it, it becomes something like cartoon-like. But it's not what people think. It's really not. It's not. But anyway, some of you people may think you are one. People may think you are an alien. People may think that you, because let me tell you, you seem to be a person who is connected to God's deities and goddesses. Like you're actually connected back to something like ancient Egypt or something like Mesopotamia, okay, whatever you want to believe in, Anunnaki, whatever you believe in. You may feel like you're from Anunnaki. You may feel like you're a Pleiadian starseed, even though everybody's starseeds. Everybody has cosmic DNA. Everybody. What do you think? How do you think a baby is made? That's cosmic. The actual act of a man being able to shoot something inside of a woman is cosmic. The act of shooting something inside of a woman and it nesting there and then being able to develop another thing that looks like the thing that shot it in the thing, that's cosmic. There's nothing not supernatural about a man and a woman being able to create a baby. That's cosmic. That's cosmic. There's nothing not supernatural about creation. Think about it. How does this liquid thing, remember this liquid little thing that comes out, when it comes out without going into a woman, it just dies. Like it's just out there, right? And nothing happens. But see, as soon as it connects to something in that woman's body, you have another thing that looks like the other things that's going to come out. This thing comes out and it's like growing and it becomes a full-blown thing again. Like you guys talk about aliens all day, but have you looked at yourself? What are you with this circle thing sitting on these shoulders? with these weird looking fingers and toes. Like, what are you? You're moving around too much. The other things don't move around like that. Do you know how animals may look at you? Humans are the aliens because humans are visitors to Earth. Earth doesn't belong to humans. Earth was here before humans. You're a visitor to this place. But anyway, people may think you're an alien, pile number 4. People may think you're an alien because of your mind. It's the way you think. But not only your mind, it's also the way you get through challenges. It's something about you. So I can see like your wealth is going to come from something supernatural. It kind of feels like God is just going to make you successful. And people are going to be like, wow, how did that happen? Is this person an alien? How do they know how to do that? Look at how fast they're running. I've never seen that before. Look at this. This person has all this money. How did that happen? This person's that good. Got a great way of words because they're a billionaire now. You know, like, it's something about you where you get successful in a total supernatural type of way. Like, something just happens, and like maybe winning the lottery, or ATM just pops open one day while you're walking down the street. You just so happen to have a duffel bag in your hand, you know, or the Men in Black come and pick you up and take you to this beautiful place in Abu Dhabi, and you find out that you're the queen of it. You know, like, you know, just something weird happens and boom, there you go. You got a lot of money. All right. So that's what I'm getting here. That was so fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much and God bless.